Hello, my dear warrior of light. This reading is for the sign of Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. If you don't know me, my name is Aki. I am a new tarot reader on YouTube, so any support you can give me would be greatly appreciated. But let's dive right into this timeless message. If this message found you, it is meant to find you at this time. So we're going to start right away with a beautiful card from the Time Traveler's Oracle deck. We have two Oracle readings for you today, Pisces. The one that we got today is Freedom, and this depicts an image. It looks like we're in Washington, D.C. with Martin Luther King Jr. here. So the energy I'm really getting here for you, Pisces, is that right now you may be called to step beyond any kind of limitation or self-imposed boundary belief that you have created for yourself. So this card's really saying, do not allow yourself to be trapped by convention or by the expectations of others. Break free from anyone or anything that imprisons or restricts you. So support others in their journey to freedom. Fling your arms to the heavens. Okay, so really, it's time to consider some changes, it seems, Pisces. And this could be within your relationship, it could be within your job. We'll do some more clarification in a minute. But really, what this is telling you that Spirit wants you to know that you can't always choose your life circumstances, but you can choose your response to those events and how you define them. So selecting meanings that empower you, you can choose to feel unrestrained and free. Freedom is also a choice of perception. You can decide to experience freedom even in limiting situations. So I wanted to further clarify that oracle card, and we got the Five of Cups here, further clarifying. So this really shows me to Pisces that right now we're in this mood of, again, maybe still having some self-imposed restrictions, feeling like our focus is on the negative right now. And by the negative, I mean whatever is not really serving us. We have more opportunities always available to us. And especially when it comes to who we are as a person, who we decide to show up as every single day. This channel is meant to find people who have an amazing amount of light within their soul, light within their being, that they're excited and ready to provide for this world, So as a warrior of light, it's important to focus on what we can change, and it's in what better way can we focus on, changing the external than first changing the internal. So where we are in terms of our mind, our emotions, even our physical body. Sometimes our actual environmental circumstances don't serve us very well. So that's a good message to have so far. We see kind of a beginning of where we're going. Let's move on to your current energy. So Pisces, for your current energy, we have the Chariot card, moving quickly. So something in your life is moving very quickly. It's something that's very emotionally fulfilling for you. It could be a new relationship. I'm getting a relationship with somebody who is quite different from you, somebody who has different perspectives in life, life experiences than you. So that's really exciting. Again, because the Chariot is a major arcana card, this is a card that depicts the energy of Cancer. So really, we're wanting to put our all within the situation that we're facing right now. So really, everything that we have emotionally, everything we have spiritually, moving forward into a new direction. Whereas before, maybe we felt like we only have two options available to us. The Chariot card is really telling you that whatever is going on in your life, it's important to just go for it. And this could be very tied with how you feel emotionally. So your emotional state of being, is what's happening right now really serving you? Can we move towards a new direction that perhaps we'd find more fulfilling? Because right now, I almost called you Cancer, so you could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces. But right now, I do see a lot of water energy, a lot of emotions within this reading. We have the Four of Swords here. So feeling a little bit stuck when it comes to the mental place that we're in right now. So again, Four of Swords can show up when we also just need to rest. The feeling of being stuck, I say being stuck, but you know what? It's really quite an illusion when we feel stuck like this. I mean, this girl has the ability to move when she wants, but she's choosing to rest. So resting before something amazing is happening for you, Pisces, is what I'm really getting. I mean, something emotionally incredible. It could be that you're moving into a new home. It could be that you're just diving into a new job, so maybe a new career some of you have gotten. But again, I'm really feeling in this reading that it has something to do with emotional connection. It could be a new spouse. It could be a new partner. I'm getting a feeling that some of you could have just gotten married. And if that's the case, congratulations, Pisces. With the 10 of Cups here following the 4 of Swords, we're really thinking about how we want to manifest and how we want to show up in this world where we can have it all emotionally. You know, have that house, have that home, have that beautiful family. And for you, this isn't something that you want in terms of just, you know, bucket list. I have this, I have this. That's all that I want. That's all that I need. No, it's more so in the fact that, you know, it's like we want to make sure that it stays this time. We want to make sure that this emotional feeling that we're working towards is something that really does serve us, that, you know, we can stick to in the long term, something that can foster deep connections, you know, something that can propel us forward when it comes to new connections as well. And with the 10 of Cups, it really is telling me that, you know, we're entering into a period of our time, I mean, in our life, Pisces, where everything is just going to start working out for you. And, you know, sometimes it's scary when so many things are going well. But I really get the feeling that you're quite comfortable with the idea of 10 of Cups, but having some rest beforehand. It could be that you just had a really big event regarding, again, I'm still getting wedding, but some kind of event that made you a little bit tired. Now it's time to just rest and focus on the next steps moving forward. So again, we have the 2 of Cups here, beautiful energy, energy of love, energy of union, energy of union with the self, energy of union with others, and really recognizing that other people are serving you in a way that perhaps you didn't realize they could in the past. So what I mean by that, Pisces, is really understanding the way that, you know, we are all co-creating in this world, and a lot of us co-create with such immense love in our hearts, while others maybe aren't quite sure of how that really works. So Spirit's really telling you within this energy now that it's important to know when to conserve your energy. Sometimes we want to be giving so much love and so much generosity to the people who we love, and, you know, we don't want to feel slighted if they don't give that kind of energy back. So it's important to remember that you have infinite amount of energy of love within you. It's just where you're channeling it, Pisces. So where are you actually putting that love? Is it back to yourself? Is it to others all the time? Finding that balance is important. We have the Lover's card moving forward, another major arcana. So what this tells me is that there's somebody in your life, Pisces, who is meant to be in your life, whether it's for long-term commitment. You know, this is a choice that you've decided on, and perhaps another person decided to be together for a very long time. And this is something that you've always had your sights on. This could be someone who you've known for a while. They could be a Gemini. I'm also getting Scorpio. I'm getting Cancer as well. And Taurus. So, and Leo. So yeah, so those are all the signs I'm seeing right now in the spread. But again, I'm really getting the feeling that somebody just stepped into some kind of divine union and that they're very happy about. Whether or not you're familiar with the terms divine union, twin flame, all that stuff, really everything is energy. And what this is telling me is that there's so much love present within this reading. Like, so much love, so much compassion, and so much generosity to others. But what's interesting is that all of these cards that have so much emotional depth to them, still being surrounded by the 4 of Swords. I also clarified the 4 of Swords just once more, and we actually got, for clarification, the Knight of Pentacles. So a slow moving process as we move forward. So the 4 of Swords really shows me that it's time to just really take that time to rest in between all that's going on in your life, Pisces. I mean, obviously there's a lot going on here when it comes to new relationships and new passions. Really, to me, it seems like you're a very open, flowing soul who really just wants to find the best cup to give the most to. And it's so like a Pisces to be so, connected with their own emotions and, the depth of emotion, but still having the ability to decide that, is this something that I want to do that is going to take a lot of steps moving forward? Maybe yes. So with the Knight of Pentacles, it could be too that you're building your finances with this person. And this is something that is just, maybe you're really excited about because this is something that we're going to be working on moving forward. Again, what I find interesting is the Tower card. So the fact that we have the Tower, this is telling me too that it's possible that there's going to be a really big shakeup in your life quite soon, Pisces. So really looking within the next 4 weeks is what I'm getting. But we don't have to be scared of the Tower card. We are warriors of light. And if you need time just to reset yourself, Pisces, please use this reading as a save point, as if you were in a video game. This is your point to really save, reflect, and recharge, and think about, aspects of what you define freedom to be, what you define big changes to, what will happen to your emotional state within these big changes. Are you capable of going through new and big changes that are better for you in terms of creating new foundation, new stability? The fact that we got the Knight of Pentacles alongside with the Tower, again, this is telling me that stability is something that you do have on your mind. You want to rebuild your finances, if not just build them further. I mean, this could be with a side hustle. This could be with something else. But again, because we have the Tower, don't be surprised, Pisces, if something big, new, and special happens within the next 4 weeks for you. Okay, let's move on to something a little fun here. I like to pull a couple Pokemon cards, and it's so funny, Pisces, because the 2 cards I actually pulled, they are not Pokemon. They are specifically just energy based. And so for your energy that you're working with, we just have fire, plain fire. It could be that you're working with a fire sign, or you could be dealing with a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. But the feeling I'm really getting here is that it's just a lot of passion. It's a lot of new passion when it comes to your emotional state. And then really, really looking at how can we better understand how to conform that passion in a way that best serves us within the relationship, or within even the relationship with ourselves. I mean, the energy that you're working against, if there's any conflict right now, it's just looking at how can we be, what's the word I'm looking for? How can we be, not coexist, but 2 people's energies are quite different here. So somebody I'm getting is a little bit reserved, a little bit electric in terms of how they move through the world, and somebody else just has more of a consistent fiery passion to them. So, and again, this doesn't have to be another person, Pisces. This could be that you just have somebody who really just is able to deal with your energy in a way that you enjoy. But I think Spirit is trying to say that it's important to also be gentle with this person and with yourself. We don't always have to go running in head first, screaming into the wind whenever we have something new that's happening for us. Sometimes we can just gently allow Spirit to let this happen, let this unfold. And, especially with any Tower energy, with anything big, life-changing that's happening, divinely guided life changes, it's important to be gentle with yourself. And I am getting a bit ahead of myself here, Pisces, because we have another oracle card here for you. This is from the Spirit Animal Oracle. And the wonderful spirit animal who actually showed up for you, my dear, is this beautiful deer spirit. Okay, and it says, bring a gentle touch. So I'm going to go ahead and read this for you now. So the time has come to be gentle and diplomatic when dealing with others. You might have found yourself in a situation where negotiations are necessary in order to reach your goal. Be mindful of the words you choose, but do not worry. Dear Spirit reminds you that you have the ability to be sure-footed and confident while showing humility and respect for others. You will find your capacity for calm and grounded communication is heightened at this time. Follow the way of Deer Spirit and you will do well, gaining the respect of others and finding common ground that is pleasing to you. Remember that understanding others and their needs will be more powerful at this time than putting your own first. If you do that, you will be rewarded tenfold. Okay. So Deer Spirit's bringing you this really gentle warning that now is not really the time to engage into any kind of arguments or rough energy, I should say. So do, it's almost like no matter how volatile other people are being, do not match their energy with your own. Stay in that beautiful energy of, love and guidance. I'm getting the feeling that some of you could be working with children. You could be working with your own kids in this regard. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. But again, if you're dealing with overly assertive people, it's important to step back, disengage. I think that's where that Four of Swords came from here. Stepping back to disengage, it lets you agree to something out of alignment with your intentions. So it's almost like we're not letting anyone bully you into anything you're uncomfortable with. You have a solid footing. If you stand your ground with grace, those who disagree will begin to find their own gentleness and willingness to compromise. So, Dear Spirit's also bringing this message that it might be easy to offend somebody today or take offense because somebody lacks some kind of diplomacy. Let all of that pass. You are not meant to take everything personally. It's a beautiful gift to be sensitive today, but you need to know there's a tougher hide that you have so that any compromises you make allow you to maintain your integrity. And again, maintaining integrity is very important within the masculine, and that does add up to whenever we're trying to manifest. Okay, integrity is a yang energy, so something where we are actually looking towards ourselves with integrity and that consistency, very similar to the Knight of Pentacles energy. Okay, let's keep moving on, Pisces. I'm seeing here, my dear warrior of light. I'm going to take a look at your chakras and see what energy is most prevalent within your 7 chakras. So let's do that right now. So at the root chakra, the foundation of your current energy, death. Not to scare you, transformation. Beautiful transformation. And the death card, it shows this depiction of this character who is obviously dead, riding a horse. Everybody here is praying and mourning and, asking for divine assistance. Even the Hierophant here, which is very interesting, specifically because we have somebody up here waiting for us at the crown chakra. But it's so funny because everybody here is, looking at death in a way that they're genuflecting, but the only soul who understands death really well is actually the sun card, the child that's usually depicted on the sun card that has clarity that death is a part of transformation that is so necessary in this world. It's a part of all of us. And again, this doesn't mean necessarily dying. It could be just a part of you needs to transform in order to have better things, in order to rise, in order to ascend into better energy. And when I say better energy, I mean high frequency energy, more energy of compassion for the self, for love, being gentle with yourself, with others. Okay. So because this is at your root chakra, Pisces, this is telling me that we are looking at who we are as a person, wanting to transform that to a way that better serves us, while we can still have that beautiful heart and that beautiful sensitivity that is so like so many Pisces, right? Ace of Cups in the sacral. Okay, so this is telling me that we really want to just start something new in terms of your creative passion. You are such a creative person with so much passion about the things that you love so far. It could be anything in terms of music. I'm hearing writing. I'm hearing some people do carpentry. I don't know where that came from, but it's very interesting to me that, filling your own cup is important to you at this time when it comes to rebuilding your own connection with your creative self, your own connection with who you are and how you like to show up in this world, and also just really showcasing what you're passionate about. For so long, we've been quashed by other people who are saying, do this, do that. We don't have to listen to them. And to a point, sometimes we get resentful when we do. We listen to other people's advice and then we realize, that's not for us. It's important to always have your own self-guidance. And when we do that, bringing the Ace of Cups is really telling me that when it comes to your own self-guidance, you are focused in the right direction, putting love back into your own cup and making sure it's overflowing before we even put it into anyone else's cup. Okay. We have another major arcana. This is really amazing in Pisces. So the beautiful Strength card here. Okay. Within the solar plexus. This is just an illustration, but what I'm getting is how passionate of a person you are, how deep you are as a soul who can look at other people and, not even the other people who are in any kind of misfortune. It's almost like when other people are kind of going nuts, or when they're kind of just going a little bit crazy, a little cray cray, and by that I mean acting out in a way probably they shouldn't be, whether it's a temper tantrum or whether it's anything else, being a little bit controlling. You have such a way with your emotions to calm people. Um, and really just let them know that you were there to help them. It's important to have that boundary though. So while we can calm people and have that stability for other people just by being around them, such as a water sign, water signs are always so compassionate and always there for their friends, family, loved ones. But what this is telling me, since we got it in the solar plexus, it's just showing that the strength that you carry, it is divinely guided. So spirit has provided you this kind of strength so that you may provide it for other people, this kind of love, this kind of compassion. And sometimes it's confusing when we know that we have a gift, right? And then we want to give it to everybody. We want to provide everyone this gift that is ourselves. But again, knowing when there's a balance in terms of how we show up, for ourselves is very important. So having strength on the inside versus having any kind of physical strength in the external is always more important. This has always been an important factor for you, Pisces. That's so beautiful. I'm so proud of you for all the beautiful work that you've done. I mean, you're just based on this read, I can see with all the water energy here, you're such a beautiful soul. You just want the best for your friends and family around you. And again, Spirit is really commending you for that. But let's keep moving forward. We're going to move on into your heart chakra, King of Wands. So it could be you're dealing with, again, I am feeling a fire sign here, maybe someone who is very rambunctious. But again, what I'm getting here, and because this is in your heart chakra, I'm really feeling that you want to take action. You want to take an action where you can delegate, where you can, stand in your masculine energy. And again, masculine energy meaning yang energy, meaning action energy, action within our lives, action within the external, within the internal, who you are, moving forward within what you love, how you love unconditionally. You want to be able to delegate that. You want to be able to come from a place of authority where people are not going to question you when you ask for something or when you delegate what needs to happen. So really what this is telling me too is that if you're dealing with anyone who is kind of backsassing you a little bit, it's important to let them just do their own thing with the understanding that you as the authority, I'm really feeling kids here, but you as the authority you are somebody who is also very loving, and whether or not they fully grasp that, actions speak louder than words. And when they see that you have this beautiful power and this beautiful heart, which they do, Pisces, it's very, very shifting for another person. When other people see our true heart, unmasked, unfiltered, and see how the depth of how much we love, it strikes a chord. It strikes a chord with them in terms of their energetic resonance with you, really. Because anybody who has a really strong heart chakra that focuses on passion, especially with one with the King of Wands. So this is energy that has been through it. They have understood what is going on in terms of all the action they've taken. And you've been through so much, Pisces, in terms of your life, in terms of your goals. What I'm really seeing is somebody who has been working so diligently and at the same time wanting to help everyone around them at the same time. And while this is wonderful, I think this is a reminder from Spirit that you can also delegate. It doesn't have to be all you all the time. Okay, let's keep moving. I want to take a look at this throat chakra here, what we have. So the energy of your throat chakra right now, Pisces, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So somebody who is nurturing, somebody who is loving. I can see you're a very loving, nurturing soul. Somebody who always expresses positivity towards other people. If somebody around you is being negative or feel like they're down in the dumps, you definitely take their hand and lift them up. And that's so beautiful. I feel like a lot of people they feel stable around you. So many people feel like you are the rock and the connection. And that comes with some pressure too. But at the same time, like Dear Spirit said, be gentle with yourself. We don't always have to have everything right. We don't always have to do everything in a way that we decide that we need to be perfect. Here's a little secret, Pisces. You are perfect no matter what you're doing, okay? You are a divine creator. So remembering that as a warrior of light, you are so magnetic to people who need that light. Do you understand, Pisces? So as somebody who has the power, the ability to move through this world in such a beautiful way, working from the heart, working from compassion, working from energy that flows, that's mutable and malleable, it really does influence other people. So if there's anyone who has any darkness in their heart, they kind of look at to you as the light source. And again, to me, I feel like you don't really mind. However, I say that, but at the same time, I'm going to move on to your third chakra. So communication, connection, psychic ability, Five of Cups. We have two Five of Cups right now. Okay. And this is just a double confirmation that right now we're feeling a little bit blocked when it comes to our intuition. It feels like maybe we're missing out on something because we have to be taking care of other people so much. Or maybe we're missing out because we feel that we're being too harsh with ourselves or with others. So again, understanding the really, what am I trying to say? Understanding the idea of freedom, the idea of being gentle, the idea of strength from within versus seeking and moving and pushing, and just go with the flow in terms of where you are spiritually, Pisces. Because Five of Cups, the next card moving forward, Six of Cups, it's really just a reflection on what your focus is. So are we still focusing on what we don't have? I want you to take an inventory of almost like a gratitude inventory of everything around you that you can be grateful for. So write down 5 things if you can, or even just list them in your head, thinking of everything I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the air. I'm grateful for my nice neighbors. I'm grateful for, beautiful plants growing. I'm grateful for my favorite show. Like, it can be anything, and just let that snowball, let that keep moving. And I think if we keep doing that, we're going to notice and realize that we have so much light that is still able to give to other people. But again, more so, we want to give it to ourselves, because when we take care of ourselves really well, then we can absolutely take care of other people. All right, Pisces, my dear warrior of light, here we are with your crown chakra, final card of this reading. Look at that, the Hierophant, the teacher, the master, the one who holds the knowledge, the secrets, the one who's touching the divine and bringing it back down to earth. What's crazy to me is that we have the death card here at the root chakra, and here we have the Hierophant at the crown. So Spirit is really using you as a conduit of learning, teaching, teaching the heart, teaching how to speak with kindness for other people. You are a beautiful warrior of light who's using their words, who is using their actions and their inner strength to show and guide people who maybe need that help in their life towards better horizons. And because we have the Hierophant here he seems a little bit desperate. He's praying to death, really, maybe not quite understanding, but here he has all the information and knowledge. He understands death at this point. We're looking at the crown chakra, so our connection really with our higher self. And your higher self is really telling me here that they have all the knowledge. They are pointing you towards directions that maybe are new for you in terms of how you show up in this world, but they want you to really just listen to, that energy. So really listening to your heart, understanding when to delegate, but also really figuring out who you are when you are in your authority. So when you are being an authority to other people, who do you want to be? And really, understanding that side of you to a point where it makes the most sense and it's sustainable moving forward, sustainable in your partnerships, in your family, in your love life, with your friends. There's so much energy going on in the world right now, Pisces, and we need more people like you who can have love, who can discern love, and then also provide it in a way where you can still have so much left for yourself. And this is something that's really admirable, I just have to say. So thank you so much for joining this reading. Again, my absolute pleasure. I'm so proud of you, Pisces, and I love you so, so much. Thank you so much for clicking on this reading. If you liked it, if it resonated, please give me a like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, right? It's a new channel and all your support means so much to me. I love you so, so much, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.